Welcome to the Tarin It Up podcast. I'm your host, Tarin. We'll be tearing it up, tearing it down, and tearing it apart, dissecting all things related to those who deviate from the standard. From leaders of their industry to leaders of mediocrity, and maybe a gear review or two thrown in. We shoot the shit and let the conversations flow, so if that's not your style, this may not be for you. Otherwise, listen in. Hope to light a fire in you somehow. There we go. Second time's a charm. I think it's a little easier if they're recording straight onto the computer to edit things then I go to the cloud and I have to download it from the cloud onto the computer anyway. So, and I think my computer is a cloud. So
your computer is a cloud. We are in the cloud, Tarin.
Yeah, I think
we're in the freaking cloud. I was actually just thinking before we started recording, this is going to be in the ether forever, and my son will be able to listen to this one day when he is wanting to listen to his mom's thoughts.
Yeah, if he ever wants to. Ever wants to listen to his mom's mid-30s thoughts. He's feeling really woke.
Totally.
In 10 years, and is like, I want to relate to someone in their mid-30s, especially my mother.
Especially.
But you never know.
So cool.
It is, and that's where everything really these days is somewhere, because everybody puts everything out on the internet, whether it's social media, podcasts, or like I said, everything's just on the cloud. I use Microsoft OneDrive. All my files are on OneDrive. Maybe I shouldn't be telling the world this, they can hack me. But because I use different devices like a tablet and then my phone, it's just nice to be able to hop into these folders and pull stuff, especially doing any marketing stuff for work or even just for my own businesses, being able to I have this photo here that I can pull up and post or use for whatever. So, but it's weird that it's all there and available. And that's where cancel culture stemming from, is that you can go back and find something on somebody from way years long ago and take it out of context, and then someone's canceled. But also some people are getting canceled deservingly so, but it's a weird thing. Oh, are you on mute on purpose? Because I saw a little hand come in the screen and then you put it on mute, so I thought maybe you put it on mute real quick to talk to the little hand.
Sure did.
And then I saw your mouth continue to move, but not looking in any other direction besides mine. So I was like, I'm not sure if she knows, but
I did not know. Not know. What were we talking about?
Oh, just the cloud and stupid shit, and everything's available forever on the internet because everyone puts everything on the internet, shares their life stories, and it's just virtual photo books now, which is cool. It's so cool to be able to have all these videos and stuff, especially for me. That's what I wanted with the property. I've talked about that, of taking a lot of videos and just to see progress and pictures and stuff, but I still want a photo book.
You forget, all the years meld together.
I know, and that's what we were talking about a couple weeks ago when we did our Galentine's Day podcast, of just how wow, it's amazing we have all these photos because our memories are fucked.
Oh
but
man,
I need timestamps on them, because I try to keep my photos on my computer pretty organized and in file folders and stuff, but now when they're on your phone, at least they do it by months and years now automatically. It's kind of cool.
On the cloud.
Yeah,
on the cloud.
The cloud's fucking nuts, man.
But for real, we went down a crazy memory lane on that podcast episode. It hit both of us like a bitch slap.
Totally.
How old are we again?
Oh God, I know. Did I tell you how oh God, I can't remember. I think this happened after the podcast. I was on the phone with my brother and I said something to him about being 37. He's 4 years older than me. And I made a comment oh yeah, I'm just a chill 37-year-old. He's like, yep. And then it was a couple days later that when my friend who was born the same year as him mentioned that she's gonna be 39 this year. And I was like, oh fuck, yeah, my brother's actually 38. I'm 34. Like, can't do math. And I was like, but he didn't notice either. He was like, yeah, I'm 37. And then just the other day, we're on the phone on FaceTime, and Jen made like a comment, and he's like, wait, am I 38? Like, what the fuck? I thought I was 37. Just like,
they all melt together, man.
yeah, it's getting a little cray, hard to keep up with it. So I honestly believe now, when people, used to hear people say that, like, oh, I don't know how old I am anymore, I forget. And I always just thought it was an excuse to not say how old they were when I was young and thought these people were old. And now I'm like, no, it's legit, man.
You for real forget.
I've been really I was thinking about how long I've worked at Tahoe Mountain Sports, and I feel like I've been saying 4 years for like a while. And then I was like, wait, technically it was October 2019, so really it's only been 3.5 years. And then I was like so confused to the fact for weeks now.
Yeah.
And I actually started there that today I actually searched through my email to find, like, because our pay stubs are emailed to us.
Yeah.
So I searched that to figure out when I got my first one, and it was 2019, because I was really thrown for a loop. Like, was it 2018? I'm like, that's insane to think that I started in 2019 and it was only like 6 months later that COVID started. So I could have sworn I went through a regular summer there, but no. And then to think that, yeah, I mean, everyone just keeps mentioning and talking about how it's been 3 years. It's been a time warp, especially.
It really is.
There's parts that feel, and this is super over dramatic because nothing bad has happened to me or anything, but that a couple years of life were just
doesn't diminish. Remember, we were talking about that before. It doesn't diminish.
Yeah, doesn't diminish your feelings. Everything is relative. So
yeah, everything is individual to you and yourself.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, though, that it feels like a couple years of our lives were kind of stolen from us. Because
it's a weird time.
Yeah, there's so many things we couldn't do and had to put life on hold, had to put a lot of things on hold. And there was a time that it kind of made me really angry. This is a complete something I did not want to even talk. Not that I didn't want to talk about it, but I had no plans whatsoever to talk about it, is what I mean, I guess. But just how it kind of angered me for a bit that, man, if I can't go travel the world for another couple years, then I'm going to be in my mid-30s, then it's going to be too late. Just all the thoughts of age and time and all that, especially as we say kind of often, just as being a woman and feeling like you get to a point where you have to start making life-altering decisions. And I just don't, it's just not fair. I don't want to fucking have to make a decision of a yes or no, which road of my life am I gonna take.
The pressure of the time. And I think most people do this in their ages of life, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a normal phase for people to get to their mid to late 30s and be like, damn, I'm creeping up on 40. Damn, I feel like I have less years.
And I think this is why you said the other day or a couple weeks ago about are we having midlife crisis? I'm like, not midlife, I don't think, but or just constantly crisis. There's always something, but yeah, it's just pressure, man. And it doesn't leave my mind every day. Something's happening. I'm like, well, I'm having so much fun in my life and I want it to be like this forever. And other days I'm like, or do I? And do I want to maybe do something else? It's just like, God, why do I have to make the fucking decision? But anyway, I digress. What I really want to talk about is the fact that it is February 28th, and here in Truckee, California, I'm in the middle of a blizzard.
Fish. Hell yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, but it being February 28th, it doesn't, that's good. At least it's not May and I'm in a blizzard, but
March like it was last year, Mad March.
Yeah, but we actually call it a Miracle March because of 1 year that there was like no snow and literally got the entire years of seasons worth of snow in March, which helps because of water and all that. I love deep marches. January wasn't too exciting, so now that we have both snowmobiles and stuff, I'm just really stoked that it's snowing. It snowed earlier in the week or last week or something too. And now, oh wait, it is Tuesday. So it was last week. Yeah, last week that it snowed. And then this storm came upon, started Sunday, and it hadn't been too crazy or anything. Today was like it's the big windy day, but we were supposed to, as a store at Tahoe Mountain Sports, supposed to go to these backcountry huts. We went to them last year, and they're brand new huts. This is the second winter they've been around that the Truckee Donner Land Trust has acquired, and they like renovated these huts or built them, and like just brand new. They're so fucking sick. So we got to go out there last year. We are gonna go do it again, and then obviously like we were gonna go today, and
I want to go.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's a bummer because there's no cancellations, no refunds, no reschedules or anything, so we're just kind of just out. We don't get to go. It came to the point of watching the weather, and we started to think, okay, is it going to happen? And the weather was looking like it was not going to clear up at all. So my boss started thinking on Sunday, he's like, okay, well, if you don't feel comfortable, totally understand. It's all good. If you do, let me know, when we can continue to watch the weather and try to make it out there. But the conditions are definitely going to be rough and challenging. And then yesterday, just looking at the forecast and how bad the wind and the amount of snowfall and all that was going to happen through Monday night and then into Tuesday, it was just like, it's just not safe at all to be traveling out there. Yeah. I mean, all the roads are closed. So many businesses in town are closed. A lot of them closed last night to get people home, and then stayed closed for today because they just don't want anyone traveling at all.
And we've been through that, so we know how to do it. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
We know how to stay home and hunker down and
exactly. Yeah, and so there was just a major confliction of, do we open the store, because we planned, it was a whole work thing. Like everybody from this who works at the store and some of our ambassadors and people's partners were going to come. So I was like, well, if we're not going, do we stay open? But I mean, like I said, no, it would have been pretty pointless to be open today anyway, because no one's really traveling or should be. You should definitely not be out and about and have to stop at a sports store because you forgot gloves or something. Like, why the fuck are you out in a blizzard and you don't have the proper shit? But tomorrow is supposed to calm down snow wise, but again, just getting out to the huts would be pretty tough just because this amount of snow and avalanche danger, obviously, because it's with the wind. The avalanche danger was already pretty high just because of the way the storms had come in and other previous weak layers underneath it and whatnot. But this wind is insane. Like, I don't know. You saw my story, open the door. And I mean, I've taken videos and pictures out this door where I can see trees. Like, we could see town way far off. And it's like a few feet above like height now from the wind. It's fucking nutty. So it's really hard to tell how much snow has fallen here because of the wind. Like, you take a step and it's up to your thighs, and then all of a sudden in another spot it's like at your ankle. So, but it's definitely not going to be very travel safe, that's for sure. But yeah,
Winter Wonderland.
Totally, really excited. But I just don't know what the hell I'm going to do tomorrow, because I think Andrew is probably going to try and go snowmobile, because they'll just keep it very low angle, like in the very they know how to navigate around avalanche terrain well. So, and also they can just also be out like in a flat meadow or something, but I trust that they'll make smart decisions, especially the snow's gonna be so fucking deep in general. I'm like, I don't even know if I would be able to snowmobile, because you just have to pin it in this stuff the whole time. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll try to just go out to the meadow or something for a little rip around, but
baby,
I don't know what else to do. So because the travel still might be hard. There's a resort that has like $50 lift tickets available for industry people tomorrow. And so like, I'm like, well, maybe we can do that, but I don't even know if we'll be able to get to the resort. But anyhow, in the middle of this, and our friends are staying at a friend of theirs who lives in the area that we do. They have this super fucking nice house, but they're in Mexico, so they invited our friends to stay there because they are living in their trailer also, and their tractor broke and stuff. So they're staying in this fancy house. They invited us over for dinner tonight. I really hope we can make it because I just want to snowmobile over there. And for dinner, like we had a little snowmobile meetup on Sunday that these friends that I'm talking about put on. And so it's just so cool. Like, we've snowmobiled over there before, but as we were riding home that night, so we went out, rode for like a few hours. Then our friends had these ribs, just like 4 racks of ribs that they cooked for like 12 hours. They were fall off the bone, so fucking good. Hung out by the fire at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, okay, it's time to go home because our Goal Zero was like dying anyway. We needed to turn the generator on and get the dogs outside. And so we're snowmobiling home. I'm like, this is just so fucking cool just to like hop on these machines just to go to and fro our friend's house. And where we were riding all day long was just right out our back door. These like super sick zones that I'm just like, oh my god, just so cool to finally be able to get out and explore and find some terrain that's easily accessible and great learning terrain for myself as well. So
for sure. And also just like getting to that point in your life where you have those awesome things, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Thinking of Tarin, or like the time in our lives when we were like working at Snoqualmie Pass and
absolutely
being in a Ford Explorer with another man and his dog. Boy.
So that's really funny because I just read in this newspaper, this local newspaper, article that Palisades Tahoe is working with the U.S. Forest Service and a local campground to be able to provide what they said innovative employee housing, allowing employees to live in their vans at this campground. I'm like, that's not fucking innovative, that's cheap. You are trying
True. People have been ski bumming for years.
Fucking years, and you are just trying to grasp
putting pinkies up on it.
Yep, exactly. You're trying to take advantage of the van life, hashtag van life movement, and how people just want to live that and be like, yeah, we're so cooling up with the times, we're going to provide this for you, instead of being a multi-million-dollar company who can just build proper employee housing for people. Because then I'm like, well, are they going to have rules? This particular campground doesn't have hookups or anything, so you'd be dry camping. So are they going to allow people to just live in their Subaru or, broke ass van? Or is it going to be for people who have $100,000 vans and quit their job to work at the ski resort and see what that's like? So it's just so interesting to me. And then are they going to have the whole campground, or is it still going to be open to the public? And
membership.
As a person of the public, I wouldn't want to go stay at this campground where all these ski bum employees live and are possibly just partying all night long. I mean, I don't know. I just thought that was so fucking dumb. Like, this innovative idea for employee housing. Like, no, you're just trying to skirt around doing the right thing and building employee housing, and you're continuing to try and grow, like build a fucking water park still. That's been a fight for years.
God,
we don't have water, and we don't have the infrastructure to handle more people. Like, it's just as dangerous in the winter, or as in the summer, as it is in the winter, to have more and more people come, because in the summer it's fire. So how the fuck do we all get out? Like, it's just gridlock. We've seen how bad the traffic is in winter, and it's frustrating, but it hasn't been necessarily like this danger, because but wildfires, I mean, you got to get out. So it's just nutty.
And when I came to visit in 2018, because it has been that long, time flies, we saw one resort out your back door, and you were like, yeah, sometimes it takes people 2 hours to get there from here.
Yeah, and as the crow flies, it's a mile. Yeah, because like for us, you'd have to get around onto the highway, but still not that far, a couple miles. But literally, if you cut from our backyard through a meadow, you're right there on the backside. Yeah, so it's fucking real
which
nutty.
resort was that one again?
North Star.
So
we can see them from here now too, but just the other side, and it's much further away. Not much, again, as the crow flies, not much further away. We're actually going to try and find a route to snowmobile over there and have some drinks one day.
Nice.
And also to our friend's restaurant that's in Truckee, there's a way to get over there too. It's a kind of a long way to get to that restaurant, but the hardest part is just finding the correct place to kind of cross the highway that we need to cross. But other than that, then it's pretty straightforward, I believe. But again, just kind of long. But I don't care. I'll fucking go all the roundabout ways there are to be able to snowmobile and show up at a bar for a burger and a beer.
Yes, beige.
Yeah. So yeah, living this life that I want every day to like be like that, where you just snowmobile everywhere. But that's just not the case, because they're trying to just shut down access to motorized machines everywhere in California, and it's just stupid. But California just is California.
That is very true.
Yeah, it sucks because I love it here, and this winter's been epic. I told Andrew yesterday, I was like, man, I just really wish we lived where we are, but it wasn't California. Like, can Nevada just move the state line over 35 miles, 40 to be safe or something? Because we're right there, we're right on that line, that it's so frustrating. But yeah, so anyway, that's me not going on a backcountry ski trip, which I wanted to at first when I was given the option to not go because of weather. I had a little bit of an internal dilemma because of my younger, like 20 something ego of just wanting to be a badass backcountry like split board chick, that I was like, oh yeah, I can do it, I can make it in these conditions. And then like, who am I fucking kidding? Like, I would be crying, because it's a group of people that I'm not 100% okay, that I'm comfortable with them as human beings. But and I believe we would all make smart choices together, but they're not like my closest friends where I'm comfortable in an emotional situation. So I felt like I would just get a lot of anxiety and make things like, just not for me to travel with people that I'm not uber close with and comfortable. In an anxious situation might make things worse for everybody. But yeah, it's just like, if I was 25, I'd be like, let's fucking do it. I'm so hardcore. And now I'm just like, today has been so great doing fucking like not a lot. I recorded some like yoga and workout videos. I TikToked. Geez Louise, what a great day. Now it's almost 5:00. I'm like, whew, what the fuck? Why does the days go by so fast? Because I wish this day went twice as slow. I love to just milk in the days off. They go to and being snowed in. Like, can we do this for a fucking week? But anyhow, so what's going on with you? You mentioned your grief course a couple weeks ago.
So I'm starting that. Had the first one last week. It was a nice introduction. We got a book that we are working with. And I'm not exactly sure all the legalities as far as like what I'm allowed to share.
Oh yeah, because it's like education that and methods or something that you might not be able to talk about. Got it.
Or like people who are in it. Like, their stories, but I'll share my story because I'm okay with it. I think who knows where this is going to take me, but I feel like it is going to really open up a lot of room for other things in my life. I'm hoping, like, that's one of the reasons why my girlfriend who approached me, she brought it up, because I have had a lot of loss in my life, and it was so early on in my life, and like, I don't want to say consistent or constant, but it was like so prevalent in my life, and then it happened again and again, that I was just like, oh, isn't everybody's life like this? Like, we've all lost something, you know? And the thing about this grief course is it's not just losing someone. It could be losing a relationship. It could be losing a pet. It could be any type of grief that has, like, got you feeling all sorts of ways and a little stuck, you know? So yeah, started
That's
that.
cool. Oh, well, the fact that it includes so many different kinds of grief, because I feel like when you think about a course or something like this, that you often associate it with some like death of especially a family member, someone close, and maybe not even a pet, or the loss of a relationship in any way. So that's really awesome that it's inclusive like that,
Yeah.
because some people, divorce, they say, or breakups can be like death, because you've lost that person from your life that was there for so long. But I feel like those kinds of things can get belittled sometimes
Totally
around other people, and like we said earlier, it's all relative. So to someone, it might be like, oh, all you did was, you lost your dog. It's not a person or your mom or your brother or a significant other or whatever. But again, it's relative to your life or even relationship, right? Where some people are like, oh, that guy was a jerk, so good thing you divorced, you shouldn't be sad about it. It's like, you just can't tell people how they should feel. And that's really cool that it has different stories like that, because I'm sure that will just open it up a view for you with other people and hearing what they're going through.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I'm sure we'll talk about that as it goes. I want to say that I tried a boxing class because of our last guest, and I remember when you were going through the boxing and barbell class, you were talking about how, like, awkward you felt about, like, the movements and stuff, and I felt that, but I was also so sore afterwards. And Quincy did it with me, and it was really fun. And yeah, I took a lot from it, and I think I would definitely try it again.
That is so awesome. So was it at the Y or something?
No, I just did the Peloton app boxing class
cool.
with Rad, my homeboy Rad. And yeah, it was great. Quincy loved it too. And it was something that we both did. And I was freaking sore the next day, man.
That's awesome. So that was the first time you've done the Peloton one?
Yes.
I did a couple of them back when they first introduced it, because when they first introduced it, it was just a couple week program, and it wasn't like live classes regularly. And then they brought on the regular classes, and I think they even have a couple that are boxing boot camp. So just like all their other classes, you box and then you're going to do so, and similar probably to the boxing and barbells format, where you do some shadow boxing and then you do a strength workout. But I've been curious since doing the course with Carrie to take another Peloton class just to see what their teaching is like.
Totally. Yeah.
Because I know that they are a couple of them. Actually, I think there's 3 of them maybe, and they all did train with before Peloton, even with boxing coaches. Like Kendall trained with a boxing coach, like competitive boxing coach. She did not compete, I don't think, but had that background. And then I think Rad did compete. So I'm curious of, just now that I actually know some stuff and some basics and foundations, I really want to know if it is more off of that style or if it is kind of more of the fitness
Dude,
style.
same. And I was like, when she was talking on the episode, she was saying like doing it right, like boxing right. And I was like thinking of it, I was like, what's the right way? And so I would assume that like you want your punch to like come from like your floor core. Like you want to plant your feet. And so like when you do a crossover, you need to twist your foot. Anyways, I just like went down a rabbit hole from doing that class.
It's fun.
Scary. And yeah.
You should do more, and you should check out the boxing boot camp. I don't know. I haven't been on the app in a long time or anything. Yeah. Or of course, obviously boxing and barbells. She's got on-demand classes. I think you have to pay for a subscription. I don't know if there's any free demos on YouTube or something, but that's always worth it too. But I also know you have a Peloton membership, so it's easy to do that and dip your foot in that ways. And then it's always nice later just to try different options, right? It's nice to have options.
Yeah, and different knowledge bases.
Yep.
Like people's different opinions and experiences and expertises.
Yeah, and you're just gonna find certain things that click with you versus don't. And I think we've all had that experience in workout classes or yoga classes or whatnot, finding the instructors and the styles that just click with you makes a huge difference.
Yeah, or therapists or doctors.
Yeah, really, anything in life that you have some sort of, I don't want to say like relationship, because it's not like you're always building a relationship with your instructor, especially if it's a one-time thing, but or just trust. I mean, it's all especially around the health and fitness area. Yeah, in health and relationship. In the health and fitness world, whether it's, your doctor or like instructor, I mean, I do think there has to be a certain level of trust, because you are putting trust in somebody about like your body, and your body is your temple. So
and comfortability.
Yep. Yeah.
All of it.
I really wanted to talk to my friend Helen, who is also a coworker, and I was like, oh my god, it'd be so cool to be able to record a podcast with her at Frog Lake, but because we're just sitting in the huts and whatnot, but we don't have any fucking service out there. But she's the one I told you about who's an ultra runner. And she's also a yoga teacher, and she was just able to finally announce it. It's been a while since it was like decided or whatever, but she's a North Face athlete. Cool. So that's really cool. And she's just a young buck and has just really taken off in running in the last couple of years. Sweet. She's like really a competitor in these ultra trail races and whatnot. And like I said, just being a yoga teacher and stuff, I just want to just pick her brain about things. But again, like, because she gets it, it's similar to, and she had the consultation with Cherie. She won that when I was doing my giveaway with TKO Yoga and Fitness. Yay! Helen won the consultation with Cherie, a free, nice. I think they did 30 or 45 minute consult. Yeah. And so I really want to talk to her about that. Sure. And she did, because like I said, she already did have a bit of a knowledge about some of the things, and so super curious, and just to be able to have her opinion too of how much you can get from just a consultation like that. And I mean, I would love to have Cherie back on again too, and dive a little bit deeper into like a specific topic or something. The last time we had her on was a kind of general introduction to Ayurveda. And so it would be cool to be able to talk about, narrow down on one thing and dive a little deeper into something. And I don't know, just have her on more regularly, as well as Tammy Jo. We got to get her back on and see what's going on.
Queens, so many freaking queens, dude.
I know, and I'd love to have Carrie back on again, because again, we have these people on that are amazing, and I just want to ask so many things. And with Carrie too, it was so cool to hear her story,
and I'm sure our audience has a whole lot of questions as well. Absolutely. So is there somewhere people can ask questions on the internet to us on the cloud about what we're talking about on this here cloud?
Absolutely. Send us a message on Instagram any fucking time, and then on our website with each post, or every podcast has like its own post in a blog form, which not in a blog form where it's all written out, but you can click on that post and you can listen to the podcast straight from the website. But because it's a blog like format, it has an area for comments, which you can leave them there or email them to tarinituppodcast@gmail.com. And
Tearing It Up Podcast at gmail.com.
This tickle is coming
Tickly.
back. Mm-hmm.
Also, so that's where you can ask all your questions. Another side note is I'm really excited for around your birthday time because you're coming up here to Washington. Damn, got you good.
Yeah. I don't know where it just started to get a little bit scratchy again. It's really annoying. But it doesn't feel like sickness scratchy, just like I swallowed something weird. But
that's hot.
Yeah, I can't wait to come up. And I was looking at last night, started going down a rabbit hole myself of mountain bike training programs.
Yeah.
Like strength training programs. And because I know a few people who do know, with quotation marks, I follow them on Instagram. But they have like smaller following, so I feel more like I know them and it's not just some fitness influencer or professional athlete or something, but they have programs. And so it's like, man, I need to start training now. I just want to have some good strength and endurance. And if I start doing a program specific to mountain biking, then my idea was that I would just have it in my mind all the time, and I wouldn't get to June 1st and be like, oh fuck, I'm doing this dirty. I haven't ridden my bike at all, or done anything. And I mean, the strength training that I enjoy doing, the exercises and stuff, definitely cross over well to mountain biking, just having strong legs and core and whatnot. But I just want to work on a good balance between a cardio and resistance training program. And I mean, I don't know, it's always hard. You can say this is mountain biking specific, this is snowmobiling specific, this is snowboard specific or ski specific, and everything can be this. It can be the same exact exercise almost, but you're like, it is. Why do you squat for mountain biking? Because of this. Why do you squat for that? But it's just so interesting how it's kind of marketing,
Totally. Or like placebo, like get it in your head.
Like, I mean, it's doing it for me. I fucking know what to do, like what muscles I should focus on or whatnot, but I'm like, oh, that says mountain bike specific, so I must do it that way or whatever. And I'm just like, I mean, that's kind of everything I do, but it's easier again to just follow a program than to make it all up myself, especially when I'm making programs up for other people.
It's nice to not have to think about it and just be like, and then when you're doing it, you're like, oh yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like, behind it, but it's just nice to take some of the mental load off.
Absolutely. And that's the point. And I mean, I have to have a workout set for myself when I go to the gym. Otherwise I like waste time, or it's kind of just all over the place. But I don't take the time to sit down and write myself a 6-week program. I'm not going to do that. But I need to, so that I can actually have a goal, not a goal, but have
game plan.
Game plan, and it make logic behind everything. I'm not just training randomly, like, oh, today we're going to do this and today we're going to do that, but nothing makes sense and it's just weird. Again, which is what I do for other people, but it's always a common misconception when you get into an industry that, especially an industry that you enjoy yourself, where you think, oh, this is where I'm going to become the best snowboarders because I'm an instructor now, and then it ends up like you never actually get to snowboard on your own. You're just always teaching people. And that's why I took a big step back from the fitness industry, because I was like, I'm spending all my mental energy and physical energy on other people, and my personal fitness is going by the wayside, and I want to get back on focusing on that. So it's easy to do for other people, but for myself, I can't do it. And I go to the gym and I'm like, oh God, like, what are we going to do today? So,
Yeah, the struggle, the balance struggle, man.
yeah. And then I also get all ADD, like, as a lot of people do because of HIIT classes and boot camp classes and Instagram, that you want to play with all the cool workout like modalities and stuff. But then it's like, why I don't need to do that right now. I can just squat a barbell and that's gonna be fine. That's gonna serve me better. Yeah, I want to flip tires and play with the ropes and play with the Bosu ball, but I'm trying to reel it back in. And for my clients as well, I'm like, let's focus on foundations.
Yeah.
And we can work that other stuff in when we don't have like specific goals really, or when just the muscle foundation is there, the strength is there, the endurance is there. And again, you're just like kind of moving to stay moving. But when you have like specific goals, I feel like a lot of times
body in particular.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times it's actually boring and it's just the basics and people just don't stick to it.
And it's hard because if it's something you need to work on, it's something that's hard and that you haven't been working on.
And it takes so much time. Like it's not really just a month. I mean, so many programs are like 12 weeks long and they don't change a lot. Like if you're changing weight and maybe reps or sets, adding more of everything, but you're not seeing drastic changes in the movements at all. And again, we just have an ADD because of all these fitness classes and stuff, which are great and fun. But like I said, when you have a specific goal, most of the time it's these basic like movement patterns and foundations that are going to get you there, not the fancy moves. But yeah, I mean,
I'm blaming my ADHD on the cloud, man. It's all the cloud.
Absolutely.
Started with Nintendo.
My friend asked me to get a Nintendo Switch so she could play me. I was like, I am so sorry to tell you, but I hate games.
Video games. Video games. Like board games, great, cool, but
I'm not even a huge board game person. I don't know. I'm a little like I can get into it.
Yes.
But I am not like every Wednesday we play board games. Some people who have game nights, and more power to you. That's so cool that you actually have friends that want to do that and you guys hang out regularly to do that, because I don't. But but I just can't get into it every night. But
I feel you, sis.
Yeah. But anywho, what else? Anything else going on with you besides your new grief? Oh, yeah, there is. You said before we started recording that there's some maybe changes coming along in the career world.
Yeah, definitely. And I do want to say I feel so. I have been working with property management since August, and I'm continuing to do so because it works for the kiddo pickup schedule. And my field of passion and education is environmental science, kind of like Carrie's was. And I'm switching gears and I'm gonna go and get my real estate license and go down the real estate path. And although I miss doing environmental stuff and environmental work, it's just a little shift in life. And if I can make good money selling houses and things and learn a thing or two, then sure, so be it. Doesn't mean I can't return to it. And it also does not mean that I can't incorporate it into doing real estate. So yeah, career shift, real estate.
But that's awesome, because it's been something that you've talked about a little bit over the last few months. And again, what we also talked about with Carrie was not being afraid of change and taking on new things that can be scary, or you have no idea where they're going to take you. Is this going to work out? Is it going to be worth it? No fucking clue.
But gonna find out.
Yeah, there's a range. It could be absolutely shitty, could be completely not fit in your life, or it could be that middle of the ground, or it could be just fucking fantastic. So, but you never know unless you try. And I think it's definitely worth it to try, because it at least takes you out of the stagnant part of life, and changes
Of
things.
wondering or like, yeah, so
Yeah, take the what if away. I mean, there's always going to be a what if, right? No matter what you do. What if I didn't do this? Or what if I, whatever. What ifs and regrets are, I feel like, two of the hardest things to stop doing and thinking about.
For sure. But we're just humans on this planet in the clouds.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. And again,
yeah.
I can just bring so much back to social media and whatnot, and the fact of you see all this stuff that just seems like instant gratification that these people blew up overnight, or especially real estate. I mean, fuck, I was considering it because it's like, what? All these people became real estate agents like during COVID because the housing market was just crazy. But then it's like, well, then what? Like for me, it's like, then what? When, like, how much do I want to put into it? Would it be a part-time thing? Because it does feel like a very accessible part-time gig, especially as a, whether you have a different business or different job or being a mom. I mean, it feels like a
make
way
your
that
own schedule.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's still, it still works. So you still have times that you're going to have to do something, but you have a little more autonomy of your schedule.
1000%.
Don't have a 9 to 5. You have to be here at this time, clock out at this time. And again, there's always going to be the times that it's work and you have to do something that you may not want to, but it's not Monday through Friday. Every fucking day is the same. And it starts to feel like the, what's that movie? Oh my God.
Groundhog's Day.
Well, Groundhog's Day, but the Office one.
Office
Space.
Yes, Office Space. Oh my God. Yeah. For sure.
Just so funny, but yeah. So change is good. Taking chances are good as long as you have a little bit of a security blanket, I guess, and that is you still have a job. You still have another job while you're just getting your license. So
yeah.
Some people go and get their license and never do anything really. They just have it.
So it's not anything outlandish to do and then end up not doing. So
yeah, absolutely. I think it's probably less than going and getting a bachelor's degree from a
1000%
4-year college and not using it.
Significantly less, and you could potentially make significantly way more money. It just depends on like which route you want to go down, and I'm not exactly sure which route I want to go down. I'm going to start with real estate classes first, so I'll be learning a lot about that, and I'll be learning a lot about grief, and I'm going to have a lot going on in my life because I'm having a midlife crisis. I'm just kidding.
I think that grief class or course is going to be great because at least it will be a place that you're not going to start shoving things under the rug because you're adding something else to your life with these real estate classes as well. You're going to have a place that you can release some shit. It can hopefully be a nice balance of adding something new, but again, still dealing with shit that you need to deal with instead of just piling something else on top of other shit. So
100%. And speaking of ladies we should have on the show, we should definitely have my girl who's hosting this and is a death doula on the show, and she can fill our ear brains all about death and grief and stuff and things that we have to do in this life.
Yeah, like I would love to. It'd be super interesting. I used to be deathly afraid of death. And just the fact, like when I was little, I'd do like OCD because, I thought that if I didn't do certain things very particularly that it might cause someone I love to die. And I just couldn't wrap my head around death or anything. And I've definitely outgrown that, but still, I still think that many of us do not know how to deal with it properly because we all deal with it differently, and it would just be super interesting to hear someone like her take on it all. And
I've learned a lot from her, and it's definitely changed my perspective on life. And
that's amazing,
being a human on this planet.
Give her a chat, and I would love to. Well, Piglet is just like scratching at the door like crazy. I don't know if it's just because Andrew came in and then he left again and he wants outside, or if he's actually gotta go, but
I do.
I don't know. I might have to throw their coats on so they can go out there. It's a little bit nasty, but it was so great chatting. Anything before we wrap up that you missed or we want to chat about?
No, I think we covered all the grounds. You're coming up here.
Yeah.
I need the trip down there.
Yes. All the things. And hopefully we can get your friend on, and I have a couple other people again still. I was like, fuck, another week. And good thing, well, not good thing, but I mean, I suddenly yesterday I was like, oh my God, podcast, it's been a week. And our trip is already canceled, at least. So I know that I could have done it today. I was like, oh man, if we were going to the huts, I would have been fucked.
The space that we're doing this grief recovery course at, the space has a like, not communal, but like you can rent a podcast space.
Oh, awesome.
Like legit stuff.
That's cool. Maybe we can go there when I come. There's one in Reno too, but yeah, I've wanted to check some of those spaces out.
Yeah.
But it's just so nice to, obviously we
Pop
have to do that because
one out, baby.
Yeah. Super easy to be able to do it from anywhere you want, but I am so curious to check out these studios. If we were in the same place and had a super regular thing going, it would be awesome. But
we're doing pretty good, dude. We're over a year.
We are. And
30 episode. Are we at 31?
No, we're at 34. Hey, we're at my age. I think I'm pretty sure it's 34. Not 35. I think it's 34. Well,
check back on that and get back to us, all of us in the clouds.
Doing pretty good for sure. But all right, well, I guess we better sign off here before this dog poops his fur or something. So
yeah.
And bye internet. We'll see you guys again next
in the cloud
week, hopefully. Yeah, in the cloud any fucking time, anytime, and day, night, wherever you're at. Oh no, that's gonna be stuck in my head now.
I'll get another one in there. Don't worry.
All right, goodbye universe.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and would do us a huge favor, since we don't have any sponsors or anything like that, and would rate and review us on whatever platform it is you use, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, whatever it is. And if you're listening and downloading just through the website, tearingituppodcast.com, leave comments. We'll definitely engage back with you. And on social media right now, we're just on Instagram. Tearing It Up Podcast is the handle. Like the post, share the post, comment on the post, whatever it is you got. Show us your love so we just stay relevant and show up in the rankings at all. So again, rate and review, please. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.